I'm just thinking how, for people who are on the side of the LTTE, to have done all of that as human beings, to have done all of that, got undercover, put themselves under risk, gone to Indonesia, then sent it to Australia, got it back to Indonesia, then sent it to Tamil Nadu, then got it back to Jaffna. All of those things people do as human beings, I am presuming, only because they believe in a cause or they identify with a cause. And with Israel Gaza as well, I am seeing people call some entities, will call Hamas a terrorist organization, others will call Hamas a freedom fighter or a resistance group. If we were to talk about the LTTE as a terrorist organization versus something that I see as a narrative is popping up a little bit now through social media as well, the LTTE being sympathized with a little bit, the LTTE being framed as a resistance group or a freedom fighter. As someone, we all know you worked for the government. Can you give us your perspective of the actions that the LTTE took to be framed or to be labeled a terrorist organization, and if they deserved that? Or what can we say to people who say they might have been a freedom fighter?
Well, this is a very interesting part because someone's terrorist is someone else's freedom fighter, as Hillary Clinton publicly said. So till 9/11, you can see in some of the Western countries, LTT was seen very differently. But after 9/11, with the respective governments making the prohibition, so it is seen differently. And in India, till Mumbai attack, LTT was seen with some reservations. But Mumbai attack changed that whole perception. So it all depends on how the other guy will be labeling them. Because they will have their own national interest. India will have their own national interest. American will have their own national interest. Similarly, we will be having our national interest. So if we are to label Maoist, that is fighting in the in Orissa, in that state, if we are to label them as terrorists, or if we are to label them as freedom fighters, so those will have a strategic consequences, right? I could remember very well in somewhere around 2009, after the war, there was a gentleman called Colonel Hariharan, who was a former military intelligence officer working in IPKF. At that time, he has retired. He was based in Chennai. He has wrote an article on that 200,000 Sri Lanka army is a strategic threat to India.
Okay.
So in one of these intellectual forums, I happened to meet him. So I asked, why is that you have written like that? Why do you think it is a strategy? Do you think that the Sri Lankan army will land in Orissa and claim our heritage on that line and dominate? So we were having a quite laugh over those things. He said, that is how the game is played. I mean, in this opinion world and in this academic world, you express your opinion. So when you try to express your opinion, you will be looking at facts and figures happening on the ground, right? So even today you will find that how different, especially the European and Western think tanks, use the terminology on the Venezuelan affair and the Ukrainian affair and the Gaza affair and about the Kashmir affair. So totally different narratives. So this is how the things are there. This is how the world is looking at based on their opinion. But the government statements are the serious one. So that is why the governments will be very serious about putting that their policy papers, their press statements, because those will carry a lot of geopolitical and geostrategic consequences. So this is how it happens. So that is why we need to keep track of things, of what is happening in the neighborhood, what is happening beyond the region and globally. That makes us to come to about this security thought process.